Hi, Cancer. This is Lost Twin Tarot. My name is Colette. If you've never viewed me before, this is going to be your monthly reading for April. Um, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do three. Trying to think what I'm saying. I'm going to do three oracle cards for you, and it's of the Leclerc, the Lenormand oracle cards, and I'm going to pretty much do one of the beginning of the month, one of the middle of the month, and then one of the end of the month. And then pretty much three of the first deck, and then one card for a clarifying card. Oh gosh, I had to you're my first one. You're my first read, so I was a little bit, um, yeah, I just figured it out, so I apologize. Um, anyway, when I was meditating on your cards, Cancer, I saw a few different things for the month. Um, one of them was like nature. I feel like you might normally be a homebody, but I feel like you'll be in nature more often this month. Also something about like a flower. Like somebody might give you a flower, like one single flower, or it might be like inside of something like a book or in something. Um, Something like that, like a significance to it. Maybe it's in your hair or something. The other thing I saw was like somebody saying like, "What do you want from me?" That was the other thing. It was like, "What do you want from me?" Like you're saying it to somebody or somebody saying it to you. Um, the other thing was I feel like something's like softening. Um, I always see the color pink with you. Um, and I always like feel like that's like a that's like a soft color. Um, like it symbolizes like softening. I feel like something's starting to like soften out. Maybe somebody's like starting to like soften up. You have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of that one. And I'm hoping that these readings don't run too long. And I think what I'm going to do is do each row and complete them first before I go into each one. And not like jump around so much. Um, do like the whole entire beginning, the whole entire middle, and the entire end. You have the King of Cups on the bottom of that deck. The other thing I saw for yours was forthcoming. Like something's like forthcoming. Somebody's forthcoming with something. Okay. So this is for the beginning of the month. So the first part of the month. So you have the number 31, the sun, if that's a significant number to you. Success, victory, happiness, truth, warmth, positive outcome. I hope you can see that. I forget how tiny these cards are, these oracle cards. You have the Death card, the Two of Wands, the Ace of Wands. With the Death card, you have the Ace of Cups. With the Two of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords. And with the Ace of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. Okay? So this is a very positive card. Success, victory, truth, happiness, warmth, positive outcome. So the beginning of the month should be a very good thing. So let's take a look at this. So first of all, you have the Death card with the Ace of Cups. And I think this has been kind of going on for you, Cancer. Following your reads, they've been, they've kind of been almost telling a story in a way. With something has definitely been ending for you. Something has been, definitely taking place. A transformation's been taking place. I feel like a tower kind of hit a while ago for you, and you've been kind of just going through it for sure. And you've been really kind of just going through the process and kind of picking up the pieces to almost build a new tower. Um, and with the Death card and that Ace of Cups, I feel like you're, taking in this whole transformation and almost kind of seeing that sun in the background of the Death card. I think you know, the Death card, it is painful, and I feel like you're taking in the pain of that. But at the same time, I feel like there is some bright spots that you're starting to see. I mean, and I feel like you are understanding that it is painful. But the Ace of Cups with that, it's also, your emotions, some people say your emotions are overflowing, but it's also a new awakening of emotions. It's emotions that you are discovering that you haven't seen in a long time. You haven't felt in a long time. Maybe you're discovering that you feel a little bit more. mm, Maybe you feel a little bit more energetic. Maybe you feel a little bit more, younger. Maybe you feel a little bit more, um, almost in a sense of lighter. Maybe this is something that emotion that you really haven't felt in almost a different way. Maybe it's something completely different. Whatever it is, I feel like it's something that almost had to happen for you. With the Two of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords. Um, in the Ten of Swords, it's, something's completely, done and over with. And with that same thing, that dark is, kind of slowly going up, just like with the Death card. And then there's that light under there. And, what that light is showing is that you're dealing with that darkness, but that light is peeking out. The Two of Wands is showing that you are starting to, make plans for this new beginning. The Two of Wands is that, kind of reflecting back on that you have done a lot, you have lived a lot of, and you have had a lot of experience. But now you realize that you are going to have, new experiences, and you almost have a few plans, kind of lined up. Those Two of Wands, he has one wand on one hand, and then he has another wand, firmly in the ground. And that's showing that he kind of has a backup plan. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You have kind of more than one idea going on. With the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Cups, I don't know why I can't pick these up today. With the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Wands is all about, that creative spark. It's also about, something that's, a promise, something promising. And it's, the new, it's almost like an excitement that hasn't, been there in a long time, much like the Ace of Cups. So you have the Ace of Cups and have the Ace of Wands. Two aces. This is all about new beginnings, new excitement, the new, zest for life. And I feel like you are starting to see with that Seven of Cups that you want to make sure that you choose the right thing. But I feel like you're not out of options. Now you feel like with this ending happening, I feel like you almost feel like, the world is kind of yours. But at the same time, you're like, well, I have all these options, but I don't want to make the same mistake twice. I mean, and I feel like it's was out of your control. It wasn't a mistake, but maybe you feel like that. Maybe you're feeling like it was a mistake. Like if you know, chose the wrong person, how were you supposed to know? If you took the wrong job, how were you supposed to know? But I feel like you're saying that to yourself. I don't want to make the same mistake twice. But it wasn't a mistake because everything you had and have done up to was supposed to happen. You were creating this portfolio for your life. You were creating this experience up until now. So I feel like that's what's happening for the beginning of the month. Number 31, success, victory, happiness, truth, warmth. Truth. Something about the truth is really, really important, and it's saying positive outcome. Sometimes when we have truth, that's almost something that's like, you ever have some, well, of course, I mean, have you ever had somebody like, they're lying and it's like, you just need them to tell you the truth so that way you can be just set free, because it's like, just tell me the truth so I can just, just set me free so that way I can just so I can just know and just let this whole situation go. I mean, I feel like it's almost like that. You just want to just know the truth. You want this truth to be able to move on. Take it how it resonates. I'm not saying that this is what's happening to you, but I'm just saying, like, almost like a truth of the situation. You're finding your truth in this life. And with that light on that door, I feel like it's like, there's just so much light, light, light in all of these cards, Cancer. I feel like you're coming out of a really dark place and coming into a really bright place for April. So that's what we have for the first part of the month. In the second middle of the month of April, we have number 30, Lily. Old age, maturity, peace, virtue, wisdom, and retirement. Yeah, and any of these words can apply to you. Maybe you are, going through retirement. Maybe you are acquiring old age. Maybe you're acquiring maturity, peace. Any of these things can apply to you. You have the Queen of Cups with the Ten of Cups. So let's look at that first. The Queen of Cups is your card, Cancer. And you have the Ten of Cups. And I feel like that's something that's kind of happening from the first part of the month into the second part of the month. And the Queen of Cups with the Ten of Cups is all about fortune after difficulty. Again, another card of, that darkness coming into that light. And I feel like you're almost getting your emotions back into balance. I feel like you're following your intuition. You're starting to almost feel, like I said when I was meditating on your cards, you're starting to soften. Your emotions might not be so, you know, severe as if maybe you were crying all the time at one point, but now you're taking that, you're processing, and now things are starting to soften. You're valuing your emotions, and you're taking things just day by day, and you're realizing that there is a rainbow after this storm. You have the Five of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. You just have so many of the same, like, repeating type of things, Cancer. It's really pretty wild. It's like the same type of thing. Five of Pentacles. You were maybe abandoned. You were left out in the cold. You felt emotionally left out in the cold. Maybe you had no money. It was, I mean, it could have been many of things. But now that you're seeing, look at this, picture. It's like this beautiful beach. It's this ocean, and this person is just walking along, feeling just so, free. It's like they're starting completely over. They're looking at this great, beautiful ocean, feeling like, it's almost like I've let go of everything. I've let go of these burdens of, you know, feeling like I have to do this or feeling like I've been left out in the cold. And it's almost like you've just kind of embraced this whole new life that you're going into. You have the Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. The Five of Swords is really that energy of, this can be, petty energy. This can be energy of somebody who is a bully, something that is almost like similar to a tower. And I feel like this is kind of you reflecting on with the Knight of Pentacles. This is something that I feel like you're coming into a realization that you were supposed to get away from this situation maybe a long time ago with that Knight of Pentacles. And I feel like you're coming to a realization that, why did I take so long to get away from this? You know, why did it take me so long? And I feel like it's because, that, horse right there, it's so bright right here, but it's so dark over here. And I feel like almost it's kind of like you were almost convinced by this Five of Swords energy, whether this was your own, you know, mind, this Five of Swords energy in your mind, almost convincing you, no, don't go out there. Don't go out there. It's much darker over there than it is over here. So it's almost like you kind of pushed yourself in here. You know, I feel like you're almost kind of coming to a terms that you've done the right thing, and that Five of Swords energy kind of kept you locked in for a long time. And that's what that old age, maturity, peace, virtue, wisdom card is all about. I feel like you're gaining a lot of wisdom. If this is about retirement, I feel like maybe you realize that you should have, moved on from, this job or this place a long time ago. And maybe, you felt like you should have left this place because they didn't appreciate you for a long time. And now you're realizing that, now you can be free from this place. Now you can actually enjoy your life. So that's for the middle of the month, Cancer. And lastly, we have number 7, and this is snake. Deception, cheating, intelligence, desire, seduction, untrustworthiness. So that's number 7 if that number is significant to any of you. And you have the hanged man with the hanged man. So what is this saying? I feel like this was saying, you know, what is this about? The hanged man is about a pause, a sacrifice, something that just was on hold. After this, you do have the 7 or the sun right after this. So whether this is you reflecting on something or this is something that is kind of maybe a trickling down from something else, I feel like whatever situation you were in, you sacrificed a lot of your time. I feel like you sacrificed a lot of yourself. And I feel like you were just kind of hanging there for the longest time, trying to, gain this clarity, trying to figure out what you were doing. And you were just hanging there for the longest time, you know, and the hangman also represents, a unnecessary sacrifice as well. You're just kind of just been hanging there, waiting to figure out everything. And I feel like you almost had to make this sacrifice for somebody who was, who was deceptive to you, who was, untrustworthy. It was somebody who just didn't deserve everything that you were doing for them. And then it almost took like a long time before you realized you had that moment of clarity. That's why he has that halo around his head. It's like you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. Or almost like the universe had to make something happen where you eventually just had to be pushed out of this situation. You have the sun and the 9 of wands. You actually have the 9 of wands twice. You have it right next to each other. So the sun and the 9 of wands, I feel like this is saying to you that you're glad that you're persevering out of this situation, and you're glad that you keep pushing up, this mountain. He's climbing up that mountain, and it almost looks like there's these like huge like tree logs like falling down on him, and he just keeps almost like dodging them. And I feel like you're almost really grateful and, full of, excitement, joy, happiness that you were able to, get through this situation. I feel like the month of April, you're reflecting back and you were able to get through this situation, that you had the, intelligence to do that. Because some people might not have been able to. I mean, they might not have been, they might have been smart, but they might not have been able to feel like they were smart enough to be able to get themselves out of it. Sometimes people stay at jobs or with people or in families, or they're conditioned to feel like they are not smart enough to get themselves out of it. And lastly, you have the 9 of wands and the page of wands. And, I feel like this is saying that this is you realizing that you are still a wounded warrior, Cancer, and you are going to still carry that, pain with you. But with the page of wands, you're realizing that, I'm going to carry this pain with me. But I now have a new passion and a new excitement for this new part of my life. I am still hurt by, you know, this past person, this past environment, this past family member. this work environment, this whatever this is, this really took a toll on me. And I'm going to carry this with me. But now, with the Page of Wands, I can now finally get excited about something that I wasn't able to before. And now I can finally feel like I can do something for myself. And that's what's making me feel like I can finally move forward and look forward to waking up and, do something to where, you know, there's actually going to be a reason to feel excited about looking forward to, the weekend, or looking forward to, the holidays, or looking forward to, seeing people that I haven't got to see in a while. But, whatever it is for you. So I feel like, this reading is really amazing for you, Cancer. It's really, really nice compared to your last few weeks of readings. And like I said, the readings I've done for you, it's almost been like they've just been kind of telling a story, and they've just been like raveled together. And I really like this for you a lot. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it wasn't too long. Thank you so much for watching me today. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And enjoy your month so, so much. And I hope to see you at the next reading. Thanks. Bye.